are you? How are you? It is Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and this is the TERRAN Lamp Show. I started this show about, over a year ago, right here in my kitchen, and I am still here, and this is episode number 53. Thank you so much for all your support. We are here Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, every Tuesday. This show is about positivity. It's about love. It's about powerful messages like the one you're going to hear today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have a story, and we know you do, make sure you get in contact with me. I would love to have you on the show. If you know someone who has a story, and we all have a story, just hook us up. I'd love to have them on the show too. Again, this is the TERRAN Lamp Show, episode number 53. Thank you so much for joining me, and we are going to get started with a powerful message that we have for you today. Okay, Kiko, let me get you in here. Luckily, all works well. Kiko, hello, hello. Hey, Winter, hello.
Greetings, my sister. Greetings. How you doing, love?
How are you?
I am so blessed. It's very hot here, and I have a little AC, so thank God for that. But I love the sun, so thank God for that too.
I was going to say, hold on to that sun, because like I said, I'm in Chicago, so I will send all heat that you don't want, send it my way.
I'll try.
How's your day?
It's blessed. It's really blessed, you know. Today I got up and I have my rising ritual, and that's just something that I'm learning to perfect more and more, and it evolves all the time. But you know, how we get up is so important to our entire life, and you know, it's just so powerful. It just sets the tone for our entire day.
Right.
When we go off track a little bit, we can come back to center because we have a center starting point. So I'm great. Blessed. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Good. I feel the same way. Like, I start off my day with something in the morning, some sort of body movement, working out or meditation or whatever that. I agree with that. Even if it's just for a short amount of time, just to start my day off with some type of positive intention, helps me have a better day. Because I'm running around all day, and I need to start with some type of just me time, if you will.
Boom. Let's get it straight. Let's remember. Boom, right here.
Right. So I agree with you. I want to get started because you and I were talking just a few days ago about your message, and I just think I put it in the promotion. You know, it's so powerful, right? I don't want to tell everybody what it is, but I just thought to myself again. I reminded myself, you know, how powerful it was. Some of the comments that you made to me, and some of the things that got me thinking, right? Yeah. So I just would like for you to kind of start off, you know, sharing your story and your journey and your message, and then we'll kind of get into it. Hi, Clyde. Clyde's on the line.
Sure. Clyde Terry, brother, what's happening? Love you, man. Miss you. Haven't talked to you in a while. Let's link up. So let's see. My in a nutshell story. You know, I LA native, and never wanted to be in entertainment. Kind of got forced into it. Ended up doing that, but that was a huge thing that caused me to help me to lose myself and go further away from my identity. But it was very important that I did that because it was a very great time to learn very important skills of entertainment and how to navigate that industry and that field. And then walked away from it, dropped all my agents, and wanted to figure this out and find what this is and get on the path. And that took about a decade before I, found that foundation. And I've been building ever since from this place. And it has everything to do with relations. I don't like to call them relationships. I like to call them relation flows. There's more to that, but we ain't on no ship, you know. It's all about the flow between you and me, and if it's flowing, it's growing and it's glowing, you know. And it's all about those relation flows that we have with one another. I'm so in such a profound relation flow with my former wife. She's got her man friend that she's with. I helped her when we moved out of the house. I helped her move into his place. I helped her move out of his place. And, you know, I love her beyond anything physical. And I want good for her. And I want her to accomplish everything that her soul came here to accomplish. I got her back. Anything she needs, I'm there. And so, yeah. And now that brings us to here. And, you know, I want to, you know, really just sharing the love and the message, and, you know, working with our community and creating education and transformational courses and using entertainment and the tools so we can see positive imagery on who we truly are. The entertainment that we see out there doesn't truly reflect who we are. It's not a balanced, holistic view of who we truly are as a people. And so that's one of my life goals, is to align that and to, you know, tell the truth with that. So that's my quick 3-minute nutshell. There you go. I'm sticking with that.
So let me ask you, because right now, you know, I know you as positive, as love, as all these things that you're giving back to the world. But when you just said to me, I left entertainment and I kind of wanted to see what was in here, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that, because there's people listening and we've all been there where we're like, OMG, should I do this? You know, this is a risk. Of course, you know what you want to do, but doing that's a totally different thing, right?
Yeah.
And doing a space of, I'm actually going to make it from love, from positivity. Tell me a little bit about making that leap, because it sounds like it was easy now, but it might not have been easy at the moment.
Oh no, that shit was hard navigating. You know, it's basically you know, like a caterpillar, being a caterpillar, and then what you're talking about, how I put it into, it's like being a caterpillar, and we're used to it. It's safe. We're on the ground, but that caterpillar really wants to fly. But we have to go through the chrysalis, and that's when you become goop, and your life becomes goop, and you keep trying to pick it up, but it's nothing but goop, and you have nothing stable until you start to really rebuild yourself from the inside out. That's literally what we have to go through. There's no way around it. We have the caterpillar has to be broken down. And if we're not willing to break it down, we won't become that butterfly, you know? And, you know, for me, I was just thinking about this yesterday. I was thinking about going through this sort of like little guidance course, and it talked about thinking about the fears and going through your fears, like literally what you're talking about. And I was thinking about, well, it's like, I don't have a lot of fears. I mean, I don't want to be buried in the ground. I don't want to be like, you know, caught in these tiny places. I'm not afraid of death. I don't think it's time. I don't want to go too early. But then I thought about death. I was like, I don't fear it, but it came up that when I complete my life, if I don't want to have any regrets, and I started thinking about that shit brought tears to my eyes, because the fact that if I have regrets, that I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. So for me, it's really about, like, really, I think about that day when I leave here, when I leave my body. If I'm gonna have regrets, and I want to look back on my life, and I want to be proud, because I know that we're gonna look back, and we're gonna be like, damn, what was I so scared of? Like, damn, why didn't I just do it? So it's just one of those, I'll just say, it's one of those things where you just leap, and you just have that faith, and it's like having that blind faith in what you know to be true in your heart. And you just learn to trust. We have to trust in the unseen. We are not the seen. Who we are is the unseen dwelling within. And we have to trust the unseen dwelling within. We're not this body. We're not these jobs. There's nothing secure in this world except knowing thyself. So it's an illusion to try to hold on to some sort of, you know, false sense of security when it's not secure. Nothing in this world is secure except when you secure your being with yourself, and you know how to navigate from that place, because we will be forced to navigate even when we leave this body, and we have to navigate from that place. So I don't even know if I answered your question, but that's what's up.
Yeah, I think you said, what I hear you saying is there was fear, but now
Yeah.
you're trying to live in this space where, and then my next question comes to, what are you doing I mean, because living in that space of no regret, I feel like if I said that to myself, that's like an every hour choice, every day I I need
Yeah.
to live in a space of no regret. So what are some things you're doing, or what some things people can do to like live in that space? Because that's hard. You have to think of that every day. That's an intentional thing to do. You can't
Yeah.
flow about it and think it's going to come, or I couldn't anyway. So what are some intentional things you do to live in that space of no regret? Because I think that's a great space to live in. But I try to, how do I do that every day, right? What are some
Yeah.
tools?
Yeah. There's I think the one thing that I'm immersed in is in creating. I kind of call myself a transformational experience creator, because I
Mm-hmm.
really believe that we have to create an entire world around us to be able to immerse ourselves in, to truly become what we want to become. So it's not just the rising routine. It's not just the going to bed routine. It's not just the diet. It's not just the exercise. It's not just the books, the conversations, the courses, the meditations. It's all of that. So
Right.
it's like becoming obsessed with creating the world around you,
Mm-hmm.
that will support what's going on inside of you, right? And eventually the physical world outside of you will start to align with the truth within you. And it's a daily thing. It's just it's like you have to become obsessed and addicted to the fascination of every day. It's just a little bit of a chiseling of yourself, a little bit of like sanding of yourself. There's nothing that's big that's going to happen. It's like becoming addicted to the daily
Mm-hmm.
practice of, I'm going to go to bed a little bit better tonight, and I'm going to get up a little bit better tomorrow, and I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
be a little bit better today than I was yesterday, and a little better than tomorrow than I am today. And it's just, really setting your heart on that, because I really think we have to undistract ourselves, because this world is built to distract us, so we don't get to these things, I believe. So we don't have these thoughts of depth and quality and value. So when we learn how to undistract ourselves, we
Mm-hmm.
naturally start to come back into alignment. And different habits and things like that is being out in nature more, having
Yeah.
solitude each day, having solitude each day, so you start to hear what's going on inside of you. Because if you don't hear it, you can't listen to it, you can't act upon it. And that means also having discipline, putting away the phone. That means
Mm-hmm.
not staying on the phone all night long, because that's a distraction. It's like, okay, what do I need? So I typically turn my phone off like 8 o'clock, and then I have
Mm-hmm.
sacred time from like 7 to like 10 at night, where I go into a different zone, and I start to have intimate time with me and myself, or my daughter over there. Say, what's up, baby girl?
Hello, beautiful. Hello, hello.
Um, you just seen her earlier. She got her hair done and everything. She's like, no,
Beautiful.
don't touch my hair. Don't touch it.
Beautiful. I understand.
Um, so it's really an internal navigation,
Mm-hmm.
where because you're constantly you're building this. It's like this sphere. It's this sphere, like a ball. And sometimes you're over here.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you're over here. Sometimes you're over here. So if you think of like yourself as the masterpiece, you're not just thinking about your face. Sometimes you got to go back here, down low,
Mm-hmm.
here. You got to check everything out from every angle. And that's a lifetime. It's a study. It's a practice. And I would say, learn how to love it. The journey's
Mm-hmm.
never ending. It's
Learn
just
how to
never
love.
ending. I mean, I could talk on forever about this. So, I mean, that's all I'm gonna say for now. So, just to kind of give you, I think from all that, it's like really learning to hear this, doing whatever you have to do to hear your guidance. Let's
Mm-hmm.
boil it down to that on a daily basis, hearing the guidance from within.
Okay, Clyde, we love you too. No worries. So, so,
Love you,
so,
brother.
So let me ask you then, okay, so we are, because I agree with you, it's like I'm saying, it's intentional, right? It's something that we all have to practice, whether it be moment by moment, hour by hour, day by day, whatever it is. So how does that translate? So it's you, and we have that, and you have intentionality. So now we're going to translate that into how you interact in your, you call them relation flows, right? So when you're here, when you're just with yourself, you have your only yourself, right? To interact. But when we leave, you know, walk out the door, right? We have this world around us that is doing what you said, distracting us. So how do you translate that, or how can, you know, we hold this? Because I feel like sometimes I feel like when I'm in here, I'm in my house, I've done this, I've set my intentions, I have good intentions for the day, and then all hell breaks loose. And the world distracts me, and I, you know, my relation flows, let's say at work or something like that, turns it into, you know, what started was good, and now
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
You know, so how do you keep that in all these things that the world has to pick on us with, you know?
Yeah, I think the larger intention that I've had is, someone said this before, and it pretty much sums it up. It's like, spend as much time on your inner world, creating your inner world, as you do creating your outer world. Right? Spend as much time inside here. And one of the things that, as a practice, let's just say, that links to being able to have the power to manifest your inner world without, is the power of your breath and having the practice. Because, you know, none of us will ever stop breathing until we stop breathing, and we breathe all day long, yet we're not really conscious of how we breathe. But our breath dictates, it's like this, it's a domino effect. The breath dictates the quality of thoughts. The quality of thoughts dictates the emotions and feelings. The emotion and feelings dictates the words and actions. And what you're talking about is how we behave in the world.
Right.
That's the final expression. That's the last domino. We got to go back up and like, say, for example, how you get up. So I talked about the rising ritual. It's like starting with the breath, starting with the yoga, starting with the consciousness, anchoring yourself in here. So you get to see at the beginning, because look, we don't have control, like you said. We don't have control throughout the entire day, but what we do have most control over is the beginning of our day and the end of our day. So we start with those bookends, and we anchor in, and we make sure that those times are golden, that we start to anchor in, and we take control of those particular points of time. So starting with the breath, some sort of breath practice. It doesn't even matter. There's no one breath practice. I'm still trying new breath practices. I'm practicing a new one that's from, Kemetic African spirituality. And so it's like, there's thousands of breathwork practices. You will never know them all. So it doesn't matter where you start. Start with 1 or 2 minutes of just deep breathing into the belly. It doesn't even matter. What we have to realize is, like, there's no room for perfection. I don't care about that no more.
I like that. There's no room for perfection. I like that.
No. We are trying to fly, right? But we have to figure out how to fly while we're flying. So it's just like, go. It's just go. Just go.
Yes.
We'll figure it out.
I heard this expression the other day. Someone was saying, you know, I feel like I build the airplane while I'm flying it. And that's what I feel like.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to back that breath work, because I think that one of the things that is important that I've also tried, and this is why I say, like, I go out into the world and the world distracts me, is that occasionally, even during the middle of my day, I will take that moment to breathe, because my day just from 8 to noon has just been chaotic. And then I might take a lunch hour or a minute in the afternoon and just, like you said, connect and breathe. Yeah. And that gets me when I'm off track, because I don't know if it's just me or anyone else. It doesn't take too much to get me off track. So I got to come back to, like you said, to right here. Hi, beautiful. Right here
Yeah.
during the day, you know? And
Yeah,
I think it helps so much.
it is, like, and there's so many moments throughout the day, like sometimes before we get out of our car or
Mhm.
right when we get in our car, just taking 1 minute to breathe, and that'll start to, we'll start to anchor into who we truly are and start to hear that internal navigation. I mean, it's all about that for me, that breath work, and everything else builds on top of that.
Mhm.
Any other modality or skill, they're all built off of the breath. We have to breathe, because if you're not breathing properly, it doesn't matter what modality you do, it ain't
Yeah.
gonna work.
Hmm.
NLP, whatever, this, that, the other, meditation, you know what I'm saying? True spiritual growth happens in the moment of the crossroads. That means in the moment, while you're out there living, are
Yeah.
you able to make that the right scary choice? The one that thinks that you're gonna lose a lot. Your ego thinks that it's gonna die or it's gonna scare. Are we making that right choice? That divine choice, the one where it's gonna, bring in, where it's from that higher place, our higher self. That's where we grow.
So
And
talk about an ego. I want to hear
say
more
again.
about ego because we all got it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What did you ask me something? What did you say
No, I
about
just
the
want to
ego?
hear about ego and overcome because we all got it, And I think that what you're talking about, you have to be able to overcome that too, right? Like,
Yeah, it's really simple, because the ego wants to, is scared and wants to do
mhm.
things, and we know it's the ego. The ego is not the divine self. The ego is not coming from that place of love, that divine love. It's teaching. It's trying to help us to survive. And I just like this when I get out the shower today, I had a little battle moment with my ego, but I'm really good at ignoring it, and it comes down to really just getting habitually ignoring the ego, and then ignoring the thoughts that come right after you ignore the ego as well too. The feeling bad, ignoring that, because none of that's real. It's a domino effect of all these things that are just not real, and then it's just like coming back to what you know to be
I
true.
love I love ignoring the ego, and I love ignoring the thoughts after the ego,
Yeah.
right? Because those thoughts will come. That's what I said. We all got it, and they come at you. So someone says, I don't know if I'm going to say it right. It looks like the last is Cindy. You always have to be prepared, centered. So when you know how to handle ourselves when the crazy things happen that we don't expect, right? Because those things happen all the time to us, right? Crazy. You have to be prepared and know how to handle yourself when the crazy things happen, because that's what I was saying. Like every day there's something, you walk out there, there's a distraction. And I liked your point of the thoughts after the ego, because you got to get your ego in check. But so many things come in your mind when ego is on top, right? Like all
Yeah.
of those thoughts, they pour in and they snowball
Yeah.
and easily be out of control.
Yeah. It just boils down to backing it up, controlling the mind. But how do we control the mind? We got to control that breath.
Mm-hmm.
It really just goes to that, and then ignoring what you need to ignore, and paying attention what you need to pay attention to. But if we're not in control of this, then we're just, I mean, it's just like we're all over the place.
Yeah. And that's so easy, Cindy was saying, crazy things that happen that we don't expect. And that's the other thing too. Like there's so many things, like she said, we don't expect. Like you have a day and it's planned. You're going to go here. You have an 8 o'clock appointment. You have a 10 o'clock appointment. You have a 5 o'clock appointment, and then bam, something in the middle. Something happens we're both in, cities where anything can happen traffic wise, and something happens in the traffic. You miss your appointment, and there go the thoughts, right? Your breath goes out to the moon, and there goes those thoughts of worry, of anxiety, of, maybe I'm not good enough, I'm going to miss this meeting, I won't make it here, I won't make this. And then
Yeah.
you didn't expect it to happen, you had something planned, and then you have to come back. And it's just
Here's the thing. Look, we humans, we are so stupid. Like we don't see nothing. We are just so like, and don't take that in a bad way, but like we're so stupid and dumb and like ignorant, and we literally only see like 2 inches in front of our place and in front of our face, and we know that. And we have to like really resort back to that truth. Like, I cannot see the divine plan. I can't see it. Like my person, this body, which is not me, my person is like very limited in comparison to the indwelling presence within me. It's very limited. And so I missed my exit. I think one time the last week I missed my exit like twice. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Like, I was doing something and missed it one way, went back and missed it the other way. And I'm like, okay. I was like, I must be missing something. Something must be going down, or I must be having to meet like something. Like, I don't know. Like, that's more of the reality than me reacting to me missing the exit. I literally, I'm convinced. I mean, call me crazy, but I'm convinced that either I miss an accident, or I miss some drama, or I'm getting in the right timing to meet somebody, or it's better timing just for me for things to flow smoothly, or whatever. Like, I trust that. And that's what and because I think that, I create that. You know what I'm saying? So at some point we got to start like trusting in that divine plan that we'll never see until we go back home.
So from going back to, I think I missed the first part of her name, but Cindy, I'm just going to call her Cindy. Cindy, I hope that's okay. I'm just trying to see.
It's Cindy. What's up, Cindy? What's up, Zach?
Going from what she said about things you don't expect, let me see. Do you trust the things you don't expect? There goes my ring light. I don't know.
Absolutely.
So
you have to. You have to. I mean, isn't this just the game of life? This is this is like, I call it Earth Gym. Everything here is, I look at everything as some sort of test, and I don't pass on my tests. Definitely don't. Sometimes I'm like, oh damn, okay, I messed that up. I'm gonna get that next time. You know what I'm saying? So, but everything is like here for our growth. Everything. It's like going to the gym, right? It's like you go there to stretch yourself, to grow. You pick up those dumbbells, those 30-pound dumbbells today. Tomorrow you're like, all right, I'm gonna go for the 35s. So we look for so instead of dumbbells in our life, we have challenging situations in our life that will test us spiritually to see if we can grow or adapt or be flexible or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. I like the feel. You got more of a Matrix feel now. That Matrix sort of green thing happening. That's what I'm talking about. We going in the Matrix right now, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's hard though. I think it's like, I'm just speaking for myself, you know. I'm learning, like I said the other day, from you, because I feel like trusting the things I don't expect is, I think I have maybe control issues, you know, or something like that, because I'm thinking about, I want to control the things I don't expect. And you said it's like impossible, right? But that's like you said, maybe the ego getting in the way, or the not coming back to center when things happen that I don't expect.
Well, let me ask you something. Which would you choose now that we're talking about this? Would you choose to A, control the things that you don't expect, or B, to have the capacity to handle whatever comes up unexpectedly?
Oh, totally, to have the capacity. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm learning, right? I'm learning as we talk. And I was learning the other day when we were talking just about, and, you know, like you said, like, I think coming back to here when things happen that I don't expect, I need to improve upon that. And, I don't know, I guess you might call it ego, but it's more for me, I think, coming back to here and using that breath work when things happen that I don't expect. Yeah. And not being so anxious about them. Like, that's why I ask you, do you trust the things you don't expect? Because, you know, it seems like when things come around that you personally don't expect, you just, okay, I missed the exit. You know what? I missed the exit twice. Instead of going to the moon about it or being anxious, right?
Yeah. But then, it's like, I didn't just blam and get this and put that thought in my head and get it. I've been training that thought, for that sort of muscle, I'll just say, for years, for, a couple decades. I mean, I was sloppy and all over the place with many things, but until I really found my main groove. You know what I'm saying? Like my flow. But I think once I got that, I'm like, oh, okay, this is what works for me. Like we all got to find what works for us. And you know, for me, like once I got back to myself, like I was lost in my life for over 35 years. I liken it to being like in a dark room trying to find the light switch, and you beating on the walls trying to find the light switch for 35 years. So I got like really good in the dark. And when I finally found that light switch, I'm like, okay, got it. You know, this makes, okay, got it. I know my way around the dark room. I know how to turn my own light on, and I'm keeping my light on. I know how to navigate now. And it's all about just navigating the self and being graceful and patient with the self, and you know, dedicating and disciplining ourselves and loving ourselves. And sometimes that looks like getting up early at 4 a.m. and doing a yoga practice for as long as you need to do it for years or months or whatever. And then for me, right after that, it was like loving myself was teaching myself how to sleep in and not force myself how to get up, and like you know, how to actually lay in bed until my eyes popped open. So it's just an internal game that's just really, it's just wonderful. I mean, I love it. I love life. I just love life. You know what I'm saying? I love that about Will Smith too. You know, he just, you know, we worked together in film like 20 years ago, and you really get that from him. He is who he is. He's not perfect either, you know what I'm saying? But he loves life. You know, and I think there's a focus when we learn to focus on life itself and what life means to us and what that is in this moment, and we learn to be grateful for that and how to love that, then these effed up situations become something different. That's life speaking to us. It's like, oh, what are you saying to me, life? What you saying? Oh, okay. Oh, you saying, okay, maybe I was distracted. Okay, I need to pay attention. I better pay attention, because that's two cars that cut me off. So, okay, maybe I need to pay attention, because that's what I do. When two cars cut me off, usually I get two or something like that. I'm like, okay, I better pay attention while I'm driving. Better sit up. Let me breathe. Let me expand my awareness. Let me become really, really present. That's the message. I'm programmed that way now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just after years of being patient with ourselves, we learn the brain finally acquiesces to the divine will and starts to say, okay, I'm going to translate that car cutting us off as sit up, pay attention, as opposed to, you know, getting mad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great. And I think for, you know, for people listening, I think you've told us, you know, come back here, love the things, even expect the things, be okay with the things we don't expect. You know, those are some of the things that I've learned for myself is those things are going to happen, Terran. Be okay with them. You know, take notice of the things that are happening. Like you said, the two cars cut you off. Oh, man, I need to kind of put this in my what's going on bucket, but I don't need to freak out about it.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
I need to say, okay, pay attention, but don't be fearful. Don't be anxious. Come back to, you know, loving myself and being, you know, being one with me and seeing what that is. Be present, kind of check it out, see what those two cars in your example mean, but trust that those two cars that cut me off, they were supposed to cut me off to get my attention or to do whatever it is they were supposed to do, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So,
like we can't we
give
can't
the bird and moving on, you know, being mad.
Yeah, we don't want to fall for the okey doke.
Right. That would be giving them the bird, getting mad, you know. Well, we are up at time, so I want to get one final thought from you, and one final thought for us. What you got?
I want to say I'll go to my grave. I'm probably gonna get cremated or whatever when I leave my body or whatever, but I'll say that it's one statement. Once you have you have everything. You don't need nothing else. Once you have you have everything. And once you have you can do anything. But we have to learn how to be with ourselves and hear ourselves and listen to ourselves and take action to what we are telling this person in this body to do. And it's a beautiful thing being with the self,
Yeah.
you know, that indwelling presence. And once you are coming from that place, you will experience a love and a joy and a power and a presence that will allow you to have everything that you truly desire and to do what you need to, what you came here to accomplish on this planet. And so once you have you, baby, you have everything. Boom,
That's it.
boom, boom, boom.
That's it. That is it. The mic is, we are done. Once you have you, you have everything and you can do anything.
Yep.
So folks, thank you, Kiko, first of all, for dropping knowledge.
Love
We
it.
are
Thank you.
every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. And make sure that you are checking out prior episodes. Share this episode. I'm going to put it on my IGTV. Kiko, I'm going to text you in a second. I'm going to, share with you all this, of course, for yourself. Again, tell your beautiful daughter we all said hello. Thank her for making an appearance. And thank you so much. And I'm going to talk to you in just a sec. Okay?
Love you all. Peace and
Love you too.
blessings. Talk to you soon. Bye.